Good morning, wherever you're watching Luntha television. It's time for news updates and with me, Charity Shilanga. Pope Francis reflected on the importance of offering fraternal correction when someone has wronged us and recalls Jesus' invitation to speak privately rather than spreading gossip. Speaking when pilgrims and holies gathered in St. Peter's Square on a Sunday Sunday as he prayed the traditional Marian prayer of the Angelus, the Pope shared his thoughts on the day's Gospel, which recounts Jesus' teaching on the proper way to deal with someone whom we feel has wronged us. He then urged Christians to speak to one another face to face in order to help the other person understand their fault. In conclusion, Pope Francis invited people to consider attitude toward those who wrong them. Government spokesperson and Minister of Information Moses Konkuyu says President Lazarus Chakwera will travel to New York for the United Nations General Assembly (UNGA) with a lone delegation of 35 people. He says among the 35 are officials from State House and Ministries of Finance, Agriculture, Trade and Health. The 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly (UNGA) will take place in New York, the United States of America, with the first day of the high-level general debate commencing on Tuesday, September 19, 2023. Communities in Kasongo have held the joint program on education project being implemented in the district by the Development Communications Trust, DCD, for helping to keep learners in school. Speaking at Yirunda Primary School in the district during an event to celebrate success stories in the project, Group Village Headman Machado said many learners who dropped out of school in his area have now been readmitted and are performing well. Kasongo Principal Education Officer Pierre Singomangoma urged organizations to help support learners who return to school through the readmission policy with resources, saying some dropped out due to poverty. Police in Mangoji have launched a manhunt for unknown people who are believed to have abducted a 36-year-old man, killed him, and thereafter set his body on fire. Mangoji Police Public Relations Officer Amine Daudi says currently the police are on the ground to establish the motive of the killing as well as the people behind the murder. Daudi identified the deceased, who was working at a gold mine in Namizimo Forest, as Chifundo Katumba of Parula Village in Balaka. Daudi says Katumba was abducted on Wednesday last week at Makoloni Village Traditional Authority Maganjila, and his body was found at Manjati Village Traditional Authority Namavi on Saturday. Daudi said postmortem shows that he was murdered and then his body was set on fire. And in other news, Tanzania's main opposition leader Tundu Lissu and at least 3 others were briefly detained by police on Sunday after being accused of holding an unlawful assembly. Mr. Lissu was arrested in the northern town of Karatu some hours before attending a rally near the Ngorongoro Conservation Area. His party Chadema said they were detained at a hotel in the northern Arusha region. They were later released on bail. Mr. Lissu returned from exile in Belgium in January after President Samia Suluhu Hassan lifted a 6-year ban on political rallies. He has been criticizing President Hassan's administration for its handling of a controversial ports management deal and human rights violations. Mr. Lissu survived an assassination attempt in 2017 after being shot at least 17 times. He ran for president in 2020 but lost to the late leader John Magufuli. That brings us to the end of our edition of News Updates at 10. You've been with me, Charity Chilanga. Good morning.